Good afternoon, Century 21 North Shore and Century 21 NS Group. I'm Jim D'Amico, and I wanted to share with you today a video as opposed to a long-winded email or something written that takes too long to read and maybe you don't get the message that myself or one of the staff is trying to deliver. So yesterday we sent out an email based on compliance and some of the things that we need in order to close out deals. My goal is to make sure that you guys make as much money as possible in the real estate industry. And we've set up tools and systems so that we can help you do that. We care about that, and we care about you being successful and taking care of the things that you want to take care of and the goals that you want to reach in the business. At the same time, we want to keep you safe, and we want to keep you out of litigation, and we want to keep your licenses in good standing, etc. So one way for us to do this is to be consistent in the paperwork that we require at the end of a deal. Because if you are able to close a deal out with the paperwork that's required, then everyone else should be. So we want to make sure that everyone's adhering to the minimum standards of paperwork that we need. And we've tried to make it as simple as possible. And the last thing that we want to do is let some agents deliver all the paperwork and others not, because then that opens up a potential discrimination situation where we're treating people differently. And we don't want to treat anyone differently. We want to treat everyone the same when it comes to customers. If we need a lead paint, we need a lead paint on every deal. Agency disclosures, we need to hold those for 7 years, and the list goes on. So we try to make it as simple as possible, like I said, but we also want to make sure that we are dotting all our I's and crossing all our T's so that we are in compliance with the back end and the things that we need to make sure that we keep you safe. So that's one. The second is payouts. So we've always done payouts on Tuesdays and Thursdays. We're going to change that effective immediately, where we'll be doing payouts Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays at a minimum. Typically we do them every day. So this is how the payouts work. If you deposit a check on Wednesday, it clears by Thursday late afternoon, early Friday morning. The funds become available. So at that point, it would be paid out on the Friday batch. If you close out something on Monday, it will be paid out on the Wednesday batch, as long as the bank will clear the funds. And that's one of the challenges when you make deposits, is we need to make sure that they are cleared with the bank, because we want to make sure that there's no surprises a week down the road, or a few days down the road. If it was insufficient funds, we have had brokers issue us co-broke checks with insufficient funds. And so we just want to make sure that we're not losing track of the monies that you guys are bringing in, so that we're staying on top of it. We do typically batch out every single day, but in the event that we're going to less than every single day, you can count on us doing batches Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. If you haven't gotten paid and you think you should have by a certain time frame, let's say you have a closing on Monday, you haven't been paid on Wednesday, and just want to see what the status is or what the problem is, as opposed to calling your RSM, I suggest you reach out to Michelle D'Amico, your agent services director. Send her an email or give her a call, and she should be able to find out where and why that hasn't been paid yet, and we can get that done as quickly as possible. We are also looking into the ability to do same-day batches. So we're hoping that by this week, early next week, and we have tried some in the last couple weeks, Enterprise Bank is going to be allowing us to do same-day batches. If we are allowed to do same-day batches, you will see that we'll send out batches on Monday, and you'll actually receive them on Monday. It's our goal to get you paid as quickly as possible. It's our goal to get your closings done as quickly as possible. The other thing on closings is we do need under agreement paperwork at least 2 weeks in advance. 2 weeks in advance gives us the ability to make sure that if there's any checks due the closing, that we can get them to your office with time to spare. If you bring in a closing and there's no record of it anywhere in our system, typically it will take longer to process that closing because we don't have any information. So we have to actually start the transaction from scratch, which takes time. If we have the listing or we have the buyer in our system and it goes under agreement 2 weeks prior to the closing, it's literally just a quick turnaround time to get you paid. But if we don't have any information, we have to start the transaction from scratch, which will make it take longer. So if you can help us out, try and get us those under agreements, those go to admin, we'll be much better off in the process. One of the things that we're trying to do, and we have done, is really streamline the process, but with that also comes, we're a bigger company and we need to make sure that we're getting the information done correctly. We don't want to have to keep coming back with incorrect checks paid out or things like that. So that's the story on our closing process. If there's anything that I can do for you, please feel free to call me at 617-680-3464. I hope you enjoyed the video. Have an awesome day. Sell a lot of houses this week, and I will see you all soon. Thank you very much.